Alright guys, this is a Longplay review for Super Stuntman on the Amstrad CPC, released by Codemasters in 1987, and this is a budget game I owned as a kid and seemed to play a lot of, and always wanted to beat it, so here we go. And according to the story in the manual, as Super Stuntman you must fight your way through fires, explosions, cannonballs and more to complete each scene. All the while bad guys try to barge you into the blazing fires, and each scene presents a different challenge. So basically, you're a stunt driver in a movie being made, but there's nothing much in the presentation to suggest you're in a movie apart from the different set pieces of the levels and the clapperboard graphics at the start of the level, and when you lose a life to tell you it's take 2, for example. Right. Anyway, but still, a nice little concept. Apparently, the concept came from David Darling himself, the head of Codemasters. And it fell on Peter Williamson, as you can see on the loading screen here, which is kind of nice, to program the game and make it and do the graphics, I believe, as well. And now a lot of people may recognise this excellent music from David Whittaker because it was used in other Codemasters games as well. The name's escaping me at the moment, but it's a very memorable piece of music. In fact, I was sort of humming and whistling it in the office at work the other day, and actually someone stood up and went, "Super Stuntman!" And I was like, yes, it is. Surprising how people remember this excellent music on the rather so-so title screen here. Now, Peter Williamson, he also did 4 Socky Simulators, Italian Supercar, which is basically the same game as this, MiG-29 Soviet Fighter, Monte Carlo Casino, and Motocross Simulator for Codemasters and Pub Trivia. He also did Bronx Street Cop for Mastertronic and the Mini Office for database software. There we go. So off we go, and we've got like a vertically scrolling, Spy Hunter-esque maybe, driving shoot 'em up. And basically guys, you just got to get to the end of the level or scene as it's called here, and we're on the first level desert scene here. Don't drive over the blue puddles there, that will kill you basically, and avoid the gunfire. Apparently they're meant to be cannonballs according to the manual, and actually the manual tells you that those are blue mines, but to me they look like blue puddles. And indeed, if you go over them, your car sort of spins out of control anyway, so I think the guy that wrote the instructions in the manual was a little bit confused, shall we say. A very small playing area, really, it's very, very small, and the scrolling isn't very good. It's quite a low frame rate on that scroll there, let's be honest guys. Well done, scene 1 completed, now try scene 2. And things switch up here a bit on the scene 2 already. We're now on a boat chase, speedboat chase in scene 2. Take 1 and action. Would have been nice to see some, like, I don't know, cameras as part of the scenery of, like, I don't know, people actually filming the movie and making the movie. The kind of the movie Stuntman theme isn't really explored very far, let's just say. Now, let's talk about the controls very quickly. Very awkward to control. It's like you're controlling the car on ice. It sort of slides from side to side. It's very, very hard to explain and quite hard to control, and you have to spend a lot of time getting used to the weird kind of feel, movement and controls in this game. And to me, it's probably the biggest negative of the game. It's certainly different to other games, other driving games or speedboat games or whatever. I mean, the speedboat kind of controls the same as the car, really. So you kind of see me zigzagging from left to right, even in the car. And now the forest scene on level 3 here. And we start to get to the points in this game now where there may be sort of dead ends and awkward places to maneuver between. Like, you've got to get around these trees here, then over that bridge. Like, how do we get past this bit here? You can't go in the lake, of course, so you have to take this route here, which takes a bit of time. You have to zigzag between the trees there, which is a bit awkward. I always found that difficult as a kid to work out how the hell you're supposed to get through it. But you have a very tight time limit, so you can't muck about, really. I think I will complete this scene with seconds to spare. A little tip there, if you stick to the far left of the screen, the bombs or cannonballs don't seem to be able to target and hit you. So that may help you out a little bit. Oh, I've got to reverse here. Takes a lot more seconds taking up here. It's very, very hard to do this within the time limit. Now, I could have purposely crashed there, and when it restarts me, it will spawn me just after that obstacle, which will save a lot of time. So you can abuse maybe dying a couple of times to get through. There you go. It was like 7 seconds to spare there. And now onto scene 4. We're already pretty much halfway through the game. Oh, this is the canyon jump, and this time you have a turbo boost. So don't press the fire button to shoot your gun, which the gun is near enough useless anyway. Oh, got stuck there. Oh god. You got to basically time your turbo with like launching off a jump to get over the canyon. Otherwise, you'll plunge to your doom. Here it is. And we engage the turbo just at the right split second there. And we're doing the canyon jump. And it's another nice change of pace as well. The game does give you some variety at least. So it's pretty decent for a budget release game. Actually, sorry, I mentioned the graphics earlier. The graphics are actually done by James Wilson, who often did graphics for the Oliver Twins. In fact, the rest of his Cody games were all Oliver Twins games apart from Transmuter. So he did graphics for 3D Starfighter, the very, very first Dizzy game, Fruit Machine Simulator, Grand Prix Simulator, and Professional Ski Simulator. But sadly, James unfortunately died in an accident around about 1988. The last game he was working on was Fruit Machine Simulator on the CPC conversion, I believe, before he died. And the Oliver Twins, bless them, what lovely people they are, took over that on the understandings that the royalties all go to James's family. So, it's a bit of a sad story there. Oh dear. So yeah, Pete Williamson also did the specky version of this game, which is pretty much identical. The sprites seem to move very slightly smoother, but the scrolling is as bad, and the graphics and sound effects is not as good as the CPC version. Oh, the wild water scene. This is where I got up to as a kid pretty much, and where I always seem to die. I think I managed to get through this once. There's like these rapids here which sort of make the controls even harder. Just quickly, I think we'll talk about the other versions there. Commodore 64 version, music is the same. It depends which you prefer, the SID chip or the AY chip on the Amstrad. I actually prefer the Amstrad version of the music to the SID rendition, personally. The graphics are generally nicer on the Commodore, maybe, apart from the car sprite, which is basically just a rectangle. But the controls are even worse. The car is like already feels like it's on ice, but like doubly so on the Commodore version. And it can even get stuck and be not able to get out of where you're stuck on the Commodore version, which is even more annoying. Nice car noise though. Now this bit here, very, very tough because you need to reverse around. So I've purposely killed myself there because I've only got 5 seconds to spare, and I would not been able to like reverse and spin around. Look, with like 1 second. Oh my god. So I have to purposely lose a take there, or life, to get round that bit there. And finally, scene 7, the grand finale, kind of at night, I presume. Just follow my route here. In terms of review scores at the time, I can't actually find the Amstrad Action review score. I don't know if it was ever reviewed. I would probably have guessed they would have given this in the 60 or 70% kind of range. It's still a nice little budget game, despite issues and frustrations. But as a kid, it did actually keep me coming back for more to beat it. So I think as a review score from me, I think I'm going to give this 6.5 out of 10. I'm not so impressed by it these days, but I have to remember that as a kid, I did seem to play a lot of it. I think this is actually quite a nice little budget game, despite its problems and frustrations and stuff. I don't think you would have complained too much for £2.99 back then. Not far from the end here. And again, if you stick to the far left of the screen or far right, the bombs from the cars and stuff don't seem to hit you or be able to target you. And there we go. Strange jingle there. Well done, all scenes completed. That's a wrap on the movie. Yes, so yeah, 6.5 out of 10 from me. We'll have another listen to the music here, because it is such great music. Sadly, they didn't use the music in the game, which would have been nice. And yeah. Oh, of course, the cheat mode here as well. If you score more than 5,000 points, you can get in the high score table. Look, I only get 3rd there as well. So the cheat mode is if you type Livewire in the high score table, the cheat mode is activated. There you go. So a nice concept there from David Darlin, with an okay execution, but pretty decent for budget. Pretty decent for a budget game. Okay guys, so hopefully more long plays and reviews every Monday, live streams every Friday from me. I hope you enjoyed watching this. And again, just to confirm, yeah, 6.5 out of 10 from me. Goodbye.
So thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please click a like below, leave a comment and also subscribe if you haven't already. And over that way, there's another video for you to check out. Zypho, out.